Hi everyone, it's Amy and I am a warrior empath. Welcome empaths. I'm so happy you are joining me here today. And what is a warrior empath? We are an empath who is in tune and are ready to learn, educate ourselves, and do far better in relationships and in spotting the narcissists that may appear in our lives. And I invite you to join me and become a warrior empath. There's a couple ways you can do that. You can subscribe here to my channel. Hit like and subscribe. Hit that bell so that you get notifications to all of my videos. And then also, I have a Facebook page, and it is Warrior Empaths Healing from Narcissistic Abuse. And I will be starting a self-help group, a support group on Zoom. And this will be happening in August, so please sign up. You can sign up on my Facebook page. And from my past experience, it really has been a way to educate and to receive support, because so many of us are not believed, and we have way too many people in our lives who are connected to that narcissist. And this is a way of sharing stories, giving support, learning from each other, and growing. Today we're going to talk about the silent treatment and ghosting. And I want to read to you a definition. The silent treatment is a psychological abuse tactic utilized by individuals with narcissistic tendencies, and it is to halt communication with a romantic partner, friend, family member, business, or co-worker. And well, let's get to ghosting. Ghosting is when they suddenly disappear. And this is also a psychological tactic that they use, because it's cruel. They just let you be. They don't talk to you. They don't text. They don't call. They don't communicate. If you are still married to someone with narcissistic tendencies, you'll probably get more of the silent treatment, where they will look right straight through you and totally act as though you do not exist. It's more than a cold shoulder. It is a way of communicating to you, the target, that you are not worth their time or effort, let alone the relationship. Why and when do they get to this point? If you have been questioning, if you've noticed a lie, or if you have been questioning some of the demeaning tactics that they use, at this point you are in the devalue stage. And of course, that's the stage that comes right after the love bombing. When they devalue, they are starting to think, were they wrong about thinking that you were the greatest thing since sliced bread? Or what was it? Or it can come after a narcissistic injury. And that can be an argument if you tell them exactly what you're thinking about them and that you have noticed or you don't like the little put downs and the mocking and the, abusive smirk and sneers when you talk. And that will cause a narcissistic injury. Now with healthy couples, yes. And with friends, family, we're going to have disagreements. We have arguments. And things will get heated. But when you're in a healthy relationship, you can back away for about an hour or so, cool down, and then you go back and you talk about whatever problems there are. You communicate. You communicate with each other and you find ways of getting through whatever that disagreement was. But not so with the narcissist. And they will do this because they have very fragile egos. And they always have to put themselves on top. That they are better than you. They are better than everyone. And if you even make just an offhand comment like, could you please listen to me? I'm saying something that I want you to hear. That causes a narcissistic injury. So then, what they feel they are doing by this is they are putting you in your place. You are they are punishing you. They want you to think about, will they ever return to you? And they want you to think about, oh, remember how great it was during that love bombing stage. And they want you to miss them and really feel that you are lost without them. And a lot of times we do feel that way because they've done such a good job of love bombing. Again, that is the first stage of the trauma bond, making that love connection, and of course you're their soulmate and everything is great. But then you will have the narcissist also, who is, they're getting kind of bored. They're wondering if there's someone else out there better. Or maybe they have already started grooming the new supply. They have selected a person and they're starting to groom them to take your place. And they will take a break Now, with the one I was involved in, he would start a fight and he would ghost me. I'd run into him in the community and in the halls of our apartment building, and he would look straight through me. I would text, there would be no response. I would call, no one would pick up the phone, and sometimes they will wait because they're also conditioning you to do better, especially the first time. They are going to make it known that you did not do what they required you to do to keep them happy. You didn't love them well enough. You did not praise them enough. You did not put them on a pedestal enough. So, they're teaching you how to behave. And then they can also be out there either looking for a new supply or grooming. Maybe this secondary supply that they think may take your place when they're finished with you. And they may find that that secondary supply needs a bit more grooming before they discard you and transfer their affection and their attention over to that, making that secondary supply the primary and the new supply. And this is all manipulation. I made the mistake of telling, that guy, I don't even like to call him an ex or anything. He's out of my life now, and I'm glad. But he would come back. Well, I made the mistake of telling him when we were getting along during that love bombing stage, thinking that, he was a real human being, a normal person, a person who did not want to hurt me. And I told him that the number one thing that would get under my skin and just really make me angry and hurt me would be the ghosting, the ignoring, pretending you're not worth their attention. You're worse than the mud they stepped on. They don't feel they can clean you off their shoes well enough. And that's punishment, and that's also to get you to behave. So suddenly, after maybe about a month, the first few times I would keep calling or texting or show up at his apartment. We lived in the same building. And finally, he would let me into his apartment. And he would let me apologize. And he would go over again how it was that I needed to behave. And after that, there was no more discussion. Okay, fine, we're back. I went through the cycle of love bomb, devalue, discard 4 times. 3 times was way too much. And I felt so needy at the time that I needed him. And to think what was yet to come. And they are also preparing you for the discard. If you're being ghosted and the silent treatment. So basically, that is what the silent treatment and ghosting is. And that is pretty much it right now, at least on this topic. And remember, when they start doing this, they're preparing you for the discard. You just don't know when it's finally going to come. With me, after the second time, I started to move out and had discarded him, causing a huge narcissistic injury, in which he was insistent he was coming to get me, bringing me back home. And once home, all hell broke loose. The final discard came, and the triangulation between the new supply and myself. So what we should do, even after that first discard, this is abuse. There isn't a healthy person out there who will do that for that length of a time. Like I said, it's healthy to take a break, take a few hours, maybe even overnight, think about things, but you contact the person, and you start the discussion, the communication, and how things can be better. With narcissists, things will never be better. They only get worse. So after that first silent treatment and ghosting, it's best to go no contact. And that means you take it into your own hands. You don't reach out to contact them. You don't say you're sorry. You just go on with your life and chalk this up to experience. And I think a lot of you know, if you would have done it the first time, it would have saved a lot of time, a lot of pain, and a lot of effort on your part. And no one has the right to abuse you. No one. Ever. And if it ever gets even the slightest bit physical, you pack up, you leave immediately. Again, I know that it's harder said than done. It's easier said than done to do so. But in the long run, it saves on a lot of hurt a lot of abuse. So thank you for stopping by. Again, please like, please subscribe, please leave a comment. I'd like to know what your experiences were in ghosting or the silent treatment. So until next time.